This is the Android application program to demonstrate simple restaurant billing system. First, we'll design the program in the XML file. So I have taken a text view. I'll change the text view. To restaurant bill. I'll increase the size of it. I'll remove all these constraints. So if you remove the constraints, you can see it has aligned properly. So from the margin top, and I'll change this to the relative layout. So here you can remove this Android constraint layout to the relative layout. It will be easy for you to align the things if it is in the relative layout. Then from the margin left, let this be 100 dp is enough from the margin left. Then here you will be learning how to add the checkbox. So I'll take the checkbox. Let this be wrap content. Let the text be masala dosa. Then text size is 24 dp. We'll align it properly. Let this, it has to align below the text view. So for that I'll give layout below the ID. I have to take this ID. We'll give the ID for this. Let this be TVV. I have to use the same thing here, TVV. Now you can see it has aligned below this. We'll give some space between that. For that I'll use margin top. So from the margin top, let this be. Then from the margin left, let this be 80 dp. Yeah, this is enough. We'll just copy this and change the text. Copy and paste it twice. You will get 3 checkboxes, but it is not aligned properly, right? So for that, what I have to do is, ID I have taken TVV. For each of these checkboxes, we have to give the ID. Let this be dosa. Next again ID. Let this be idli. You have to change the text also so that you will get to know. Idli. Here I have to take this as an ID. So before that, at ID, it is idli. Then I'll change the text of this. Let this be T. take one more checkbox and give the ID as coffee. And change the text also. Let the text be coffee here. Now everything is merged here itself. You can see that. So we have to put one below the other. It has to align below dosa. Then this has to align below idli. Has to align below tea. So we have not given the text ID. We'll give the text ID for this. Let this be tea. Now you can use this. Now you can see it is properly aligned. Next we'll take one more button. Let this be wrap content. Then this has to align below the coffee. Layout below the ID coffee. And from the margin top, it has to align 30 dp. Then from the left, margin left, it has to align. Let this be 150 dp. Okay, now it is enough. Now we'll go to the design to change the color easily. For each of this, I'll change the color. Let this be black itself. We'll change the color of the restaurant. Okay, we have not given the text and the function name. We'll give the text and the function name for the button. And we have not closed it also. We'll close it. Let the text be submit. We'll close the button. Now we have to give the function also. So on click B, bill. Bill is the function name which I have given. Now we'll move to the Java file. Here I have to take the function name which I have given, that is bill. Now I'll take the data type checkbox to extract the values through the ID. I'll take 4 variables. Let this be t, comma, I, comma C. Now I'll use find view by ID. Let this D equals checkbox. So I'm extracting the value from the checkbox. Checkbox. Find view by ID. Here I have to take the ID, that is R dot ID dot, that is dose is the ID that I have given for the first checkbox. Then for the I variable, checkbox, again find view by ID, R dot ID dot, Italy is the variable that I have given. Next, T equals checkbox, again find view by ID, R dot ID dot, I have taken T as the ID. Then for C, same as that, checkbox, find view by ID, R dot ID dot, copy. So now I have extracted the values and kept in these variables. Now I need to calculate the total of this bill. I am taking the integer variable total amount. I'll initialize that to 0. Then I am taking the string builder data type. I am taking the variable as result equals new string builder. Here I am using string builder because this will show all the elements which I put under this in a single dialog box. Result dot append selected items This will be printed in the output screen. Along this selected items, it will show all the values which I have calculated in the total. Now I will be using if condition to know which is the items that are selected, that is which is the checkbox is selected, and then I will be calculating the total. So for that, first I will be checking whether D is checked. D dot is checked. So this is the function which is used to know whether it is checked or not. If it is checked, then I am using the function result dot append masala dosa. I'll give one line space. Total amount is equal to 50. It will add all the amount and show that in the total amount. Then we'll move to the next if condition, or we'll just copy and paste all these things and change the values. So first one is masala dosa, next one is idli. For that I have taken the variable I change this to idli. I'll change the amount, let this be 30. Then I'll change this to T. Let the amount be 10. Then I'll change this to coffee. For this ID I have given as C. Then the amount be 20. And finally it has to show the total amount. For that I use result. So each time I use the result dot append, it appends all the elements which I have selected and keep that in the dialog box that I have taken in the string builder. Result dot append /n total is equal to, so my total amount will be available in the variable total space amount, total underscore amount that's it. Then it has to show that in the message, pop-up message. For that I am using toast and show that directly. Result dot to string, it has to be converted to the string before you show that in the, or you use that in the toast message. Now we'll see the output. You have got 4 checkboxes, that is the food items. I'll select masala dosa and coffee. Now we'll click on submit. You can see result selected items is masala dosa and coffee, and the total amount is 70 rupees. For masala dosa I have given 50 and for coffee I had given 20 rupees. So total it is showing 70. It appends all these items because I have used string builder. I'll select different items, idli and coffee. You can see the amount is 50 rupees. For idli I had given 30 and for coffee I had given 20. So that's all about this program. Thank you.